Welcome everybody to Completely Damaged, here live on MonkaRadio.com where music and minds meet, and also exclusively on YouTube.com/Completely Damaged. You already know me, I'm RC. Alongside, no strangers to Completely Damaged, my my friends, the original Hat Guy, and Mr. JT Cage. Guys, thank you for your time today.
No problem, RC. Thanks for having us.
Good to be here.
I know there's a lot that you guys got to get off your mind and off your chest, but it's almost been like I want to kind of go back to when you guys originally got aligned with each other, the business card transaction. When JT, you were just trying to find yourself and find your role in professional wrestling.
Right.
So kind of, if you could take us back to that moment, that would be greatly appreciated.
Man, where do I begin with that? So what happened was, in WWWA, Worldwide Wrestling Alliance, I used to be a face. What that means, for people who don't know, that means a good guy. And so when I started out, I was a good guy and everything like that. And it just never seemed to fit me as far as being this good guy character and everything like that. Like, don't get me wrong, in real life, I am, I look at myself as a good guy and everything like that, but I want to have some fun with it. I think it was the Kimberly show. I came up to you back in June of 2019. I asked him, I'm like, hey, if I ever turn bad or heel, can I, would you manage me and everything? And he said, you know what, we'll talk about it. Because at this time, I was getting momentum of being a face. And it was kind of like, yeah, we'll talk about it. But we didn't think anything would happen with it because I'm this face, getting this momentum and everything like that. So finally, Dino, the owner, WWA, was like, well, just what you want to do, like, but just know, like, I want you to do this long term. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah. I sent them a 3-page text about how this is kind of what I want to do, and he goes, okay, let's do it. and then we started the business card venture. I don't know if you want
Well, the reason for the long term thing was because, I was managing guys in the past for like maybe 3-4 shows, and I would maybe take a month off because of things I had to take care of. I could, there was a show here and there I couldn't make. I'd come back and well, they're not putting me with you. I'm talking about other guys. They're not going to put us together because they want me to turn face and then tag with this person, and stuff like that kept going on. And I'm like, I finally said something to Dino and said that, look, I'm managing guys for 2 or 3 shows and then they turn on me. It seems like the trend there. I manage them for, like I said, 2, 3 shows, 4 shows, then all of a sudden we're done. And that kind of sucks. I wanted to manage some people for long. Sure, that happens in wrestling where you manage a guy for a couple shows and for whatever reason it doesn't work out, or they move on or whatever. But I said I wanted to manage somebody long term, and instead of doing the same, because I thought that it kind of cheapens my character as a heel manager to manage somebody for 3 shows and all of a sudden they go on, then I manage the next one, they move on. So I wanted something long term. Now I've been lucky so far with Slayer, who I'm still managing. We have a really good thing working out. I didn't like it at first when he turned face while I'm still managing. I'm the heel manager. I had some problems with that in the beginning, but we're working it out. And he's still kind of like a face, and I'm his manager, the heel manager. I tell the people to shut up when they cheer for him. We've just been doing this pretty much same routine. Now with JT, we've been together about a year now, we've had our ups and downs. but for the most part, we know how to incite a crowd when we're out there, and it's great. I like our working relationship. He's worked out fine with me. He does the heel thing to a, to a T. As far as I'm concerned, one of the greatest guys that I could ever manage. I hate when I manage guys that walk out there and shake the crowd's hands when we go by. Walk by us like, oh, then they will go to. I refuse to shake the hands because I am in a heel role. When you're you're a heel, you're a heel. You're either a heel or a face. I don't believe in the tweener thing unless you're teasing a turn either way. But to be a tweener all the time like that in the independents, in the WWE, that works because there really aren't any good guys and bad guys. Technically, there are a little bit, but in the independent world, I believe in old school, and I think they're heels and they're faces. Bottom line.
At the end of the day, you have to protect your character. At the end of the day, and you're old school. You've been doing this for a while, and I understand.
I'm proud to be old school.
Oh my God! Like one of the things before I officially joined him back in August of last year, him and I we sat down and we had a conversation about if I'm going to portray this character, just know that things are going to be a lot different. And I'm like, oh, well, of course, people are going to boo me. He's like, no, like, even in your personal life, people are going to think this is real. If you're doing it correctly, people are going to think this is real. This is who you are. And I looked at him like, I'm willing to do that. My social media, my Facebook as JTK out. For whatever reason, I don't believe in having the fan page, like JT Cage, the wrestler, having this fan page. No, if I'm going to be JT Cage, and this is awkward for me to even do an interview like because like I'm so conditioned to be like, no, this is who I am. This is my character. In real life, no, I don't shun away from fans if they message me or something like that. I'll talk to them, But as far as everything else I do, I don't post about dogs and stuff like that on Facebook. I don't. I'm always in character on Facebook, and that's just one of the changes I made as far as portraying this character that I do and being with him. And he ain't lie. He was like, hey, when you do this character the way you're saying you want to do it and everything, just know people are gonna.
You're gonna hear some insulting remarks from time to time, even when you're not at a show. And I've heard them. I've been out to a McDonald's or anywhere, a restaurant, and people would come up to me and say, "Oh, here's that nasty, no good SOB," and blah blah blah. Hey, the funniest thing, I was in church one time. I used to go to church somewhat regularly. I don't anymore. Which I should get back to, but that's for another discussion. But anyway, there was a guy sitting in back of me, taps me on the shoulder while I'm sitting in church. I turn around, he goes, "Where's your hat?" I'm like, oh my God, this guy recognized me from wrestling. And it was kind of amusing in the middle of church yet.
Yeah. Of all things.
But he told me straight up, like, things are going to change, and he didn't lie. I've been threatened to get shot at a show one time.
Wow.
Hey, Quakertown. Yeah, I'll never get that. We did our match and everything like that, and we have at the time we had this group called the Arsenal. Me, Slayer, him, and there was going to be a couple other people who joined, and we had these shirts that came out, and so we did this thing where it was like, okay, we're going to hijack the merch table. Like, that was our angle. Was that
we did the intermission.
Yeah, intermission. It was intermission. We were going to hijack the merch table, and everyone's on board. Like Michelle, who does our merch for WWWA, she was on board. She knew we were going to do this and played along. And yeah, we're going to get out of here, toots. We're taking over. Take your baby with you. We're hijacking the merch table. And so we did that, and for like about a half hour or whatever it was.
For the extent of the intermission.
For the extent of the intermission. we're telling, hey, don't buy that shirt. We're doing this, but since we're quoting the other wrestlers, you want to buy a Wolfman shirt? Well, you shall buy our shirt too. We're doing all this, carrying on.
The one guy did.
Yeah. I told people, and so what happened? We're leaving now, so we have to leave to the crowd to get back. So they're like, intermission's over, like all wrestlers reports to the back. We're leaving through the crowd, and this guy stands up in my face. Cause as we're leaving, we're talking junk, we're like, we're out of here. Screw these people. They don't deserve our merch. We're leaving to the crowd, and this guy stands up.
I guess that's why we haven't sold too many of them.
This older guy gets up in my face, and he's like, I will go to my car. I'll go to my truck, he said. I'm sorry. I will go to my truck and get my shotgun and shoot you. Me, I'm in character, so I'm like, you don't got enough bullets. Like, oh my God. And then we got to the back, and I'm just like, dude, I probably wasn't smart because, the world we're in and everything, like, this dude, man, for real, wanted to shoot me and get this gun. And I'm like, oh, man.
But that's like the mentality, though. Like with the original Hat Guy, your upbringing was ECW. No rules, no nothing. You don't know what's going to happen next.
Oh, yeah.
The curse words were flying in that place. Oh, my God. It was, well, you and I have had that discussion before.
Right. So has that upbringing kind of molded into who we see today, the original Hat Guy? And why you're so passionate about this whole 1 month in, then a new guy get it, how you were so mad about that and just wanted someone concrete?
Well, if ECW never, let's say it never folded and remained a regional promotion, I probably wouldn't even got into the managing thing. But as far as, I'm kind of leery actually about certain people at different shows. I get a little worried every now and then. Especially when, people come up close to you. You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they're going to say. Because, technically, we really don't have security at the door. So anything can slip. Hopefully, people are sane enough to, this is what we're doing. We're here to entertain you. We're not, this isn't how we are in real life.
No.
And you're at a farmer's market of all things, so that is anything goes as well.
I mean, man, it's just crazy sometimes. Like, some things, especially on social media, we're pretty active on social media. And that's a thing we love is that we make the fans feel like they're involved. I mean, when I was joining them,
absolutely.
Oh, my God. When I was joining them, well, they didn't know I was joining them, but we're teasing, like, the fact. If I join him, like, oh my God. And so we did this whole storyline with the business cards, right? He gives me a business card in Quakertown and goes, I want to be your manager.
Which was 1 year ago today.
Yeah, 1 year ago today. Yeah. Gives me this business card and I burned it. I was like, no.
When my back was turned.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, when his back was turned, I burned the business card and threw it to the ground.
Or else you would have had a hand on your neck too, probably, right?
Is that?
Or else you would have probably had a hand mark on your neck, just like I did.
Yeah, I probably would have. He probably would have choked me out. But
RC, I love you, brother.
But you got to meet the next time because I ended up at his fire hall. I ended up at his fire hall, down on my luck.
It's a West End firehouse. It's a social.
Yeah, people were calling me a crybaby and stuff, and because I got jumped by Puerto Rican Revolution and all this other stuff happened, and so he confronts me at the fire hall, and to me it's one of
firehouse.
Yeah, fire hall, firehouse. He hates when I say fire hall. Firehouse. He confronts me at the firehouse, and it's like, you burned my business card. He's pointing to my face and all that, and yelling at me, and like, you got one more opportunity. He gives me another business card and all that, and it was an intriguing story. People, I mean, people on social media were like, JT, are you really going to join him? He's an asshole. That hurt. And I'm sitting there messaging him like, did you see this comment? We're sitting there messaging him like, oh man, people do not want me to join you. And there was a few people that were like, JT, you want to win titles, you join him. Like, people who've been around WWA, those fans are like, join him. You need to join. But they felt included, like they were part of that decision in a sense. And it was cool. Everyone had a ball with it. People were giving their sides of it, like, don't join him, don't join him, and this is why. He's an asshole. He's going to ruin your career. He's going to enhance your career. And they were doing all this. And we're just like, wow, this is amazing that people are taking that much interest in that. You know, like, because you could easily just show up to the show, you know, pay for your ticket, sit down, and whatever happens in front of you happens. But we wanted to do something a little different where we create the social media aspect of it that people can interact with us and we will respond accordingly. You know, even to today, we don't. I don't say a lot because of reasons, you know, as far as our character arcs and stuff like that. But if people message me like, JT, you know what, you suck, and I might grant them. I might just be like, you know what, you don't, you know what I mean, and go off on them on social media. And then I'm like, well, if you got something to say about it, come to the show, right. August 22nd or whatever it is, you know. And the funny thing is, I've done that, and people came to the show and they meet me before the show, and they're like, I'm like, dude, this is totally cool. I'm glad you're here. You know what I mean? Like,
I take my role as a manager very seriously when I'm out there. So when they say those remarks like "you suck" or this or any kind of disparaging remark that they can make, I enjoy it. That means I'm doing my job.
Exactly. They're paying their hard-earned money. You want to make sure they leave and they remember you.
And to vent on me like that, to me, that's a compliment.
Right.
You know, the more hat guy sucks chance, or JT Cage sucks, or both of us suck. You know, I love that. I wallow in it.
Yeah.
Now, question for you, original hat guy.
I want them to be mean to me.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. They're having fun. Right. We're having fun.
Correct.
Doing what we love. You know, I hope no and not know like, okay, this is what we do. You know, but for the most part, that hasn't happened a lot or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, we want to get a rise out of people. We want people to escape the reality because 2020 sucks. Let's not. You know, but
terrible year.
We want people to be able to escape that and to have a good time and see things happen. Right. And that's what it's about, man. That's professional wrestling as a whole. We want people to escape their reality that they live in and come to our reality and be able to escape that and have a ball. And that's what's about.
Right. And the hat guy, that the role that I portray at the shows is definitely not the role I play in real life. I'll be totally honest with you. I don't wear Hawaiian shirts. I don't wear straw hats. I'm a t-shirt and shorts kind of guy in the summertime, you know, and jeans in the wintertime, you know. And I don't wear shades usually.
But you know how to distinguish that two things. Like RC in real life and Completely Damaged is the suit, the tie, and that's what people separate me as from Cameron in real life.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wouldn't mind choking Cameron out. I've choked RC out enough.
You have, I know.
I like to get my hands around Cameron's.
Yeah, remember that time he had those bugs and everything at me? Like, I was ready.
Now, original hack, I got to ask you, when ECW folded, did you talk to anybody suggesting to people or getting people's opinion about, hey, I might want to go into managing?
Well, I'll tell you what. I used to travel with a bunch of guys there was a limo driver, and he loved going to the shows. He owned 2 limos, and he would drive the limos to the shows. And about 4 or 5 of us would go to the shows for about a year or two. A little longer, but for about a year or two, I'd say maybe about a year. After ECW folded, I started talking to people like Dino, Pinky the Flamingo Kid, who owned WPW, Rebel, which had the Rock and Rebel, which had the Black Ball Wrestling in Phoenixville. Talk to these guys. I want to start managing. So Dino said, "Well, I'll tell you what." And they knew who I was because I went to Dino's shows even before I got into actually got into the business. And then they knew me from being in the front row at all the ECW arena shows. So yeah, he said, "We'll give you a try. We'll put you with somebody and see how you make out." And I said, "Well, I'm going to do it one time. Probably we'll see them. Then we'll see what they say after, you know." But, well, hey, I've been there ever since, so I must have done something right. And I enjoy what I'm doing. If you enjoy what you're doing, more than likely, if you really enjoy what you're doing, you're more than likely you're going to excel in it. Right. You really, I mean, and I feel that I've excelled as a wrestling manager. I think I do my role pretty well. Hey, you got to have self-confidence. I'm not bragging about anything. There's some great managers out there. I had good influences. When I was a kid, it was Captain Lou Albano, who was my idol. As I got older, it was definitely Bobby the Brain Heenan. Mm-hmm. He was, to me, he was like the god of managers. Yeah, you know? And not knocking any of the other men. There were a lot of Jimmy Hart was good, Jim Cornette was good, J.J. Dillon was good, but like I said, Bobby Heenan stood out. If I can be 1/10 or 1/50th or 1/100th of the man that Bobby Heenan was around that ringside, oh my God, that'd be great. He was truly a great manager.
Well, you were part of the show even before you were a manager, in all honesty, because people knew you as the original Hat Guy in the front row.
Well, I would be as boisterous as I can be in the front row. I would yell at all the heels at that time. Just say all kind of, well, the ECW arena, you got away with yelling all kind of nasty stuff.
Right. Which is not radio friendly now.
You couldn't go to a family friendly show and yell the kind of stuff that I did at the ECW arena. And it wasn't only me.
I know. Yeah.
All the other fans were yelling. Just they used to. Hey, and nobody was safe. The guy cleaning up the ring, they yelled at him. Sweep it up, assholes. The referee was never safe. The ring announcers were never. Nobody was safe. Even the fans.
So did people talk to you behind the scenes and tell you to keep it up and keep going back then?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they said, "Oh, thanks for doing what you did." Some wouldn't know how to take it. They would, I don't know. They would say, "Hey, you're the asshole," but then they would smile. "You're the asshole that yelled at me." I would see them in the bar afterwards because, we found out where they were, which one they were going. Usually, it was right around the corner of the Holiday Inn. It's not there anymore where the stadiums were.
Yeah. Cylinder.
Well, anyway, I would drink with them there, and a couple of them would say, "I heard what you said out there." Then I'd be buying them drinks, and they would buy me one back, whatever, and it was just one big party. It was a lot of fun. I was a spoiled ECW fan. I'll admit that.
Right.
I was definitely spoiled. I saw a lot of things, good and bad, behind the scenes, and it's just the way it was. I used to take the tickets at the door, and me and my brother with a couple other people, we used to set the chairs up, and that's how I got those front row seats. I did not pay for those front row seats.
Now let's talk about this connection right here, the JTK original Hat Guy. Did you guys have any doubts in the beginning, or did you know that you guys had something special?
Well, there's always going to be doubts, of course. But once we started working together, and like I said, JT did the heel thing to a T. He was just like I was, walking around there and just. People had something to say, he'd be right in their face yelling back, and and just he took the whole heel thing and ran away with it. Yes, he did.
Me, I just, like I said, I want to be a heel. Some of my favorite wrestlers of all time were started as heel. Stone Cold Steve Austin's my favorite wrestler of all time, hands down. I wear his ring because he gave it to me. I got to meet him personally, and actually we had a connection for a while that we were
Really?
talking back and forth. Oh yeah, on Twitter and stuff like that. He's the one that told me it's not too late for me to do independent wrestling. I thought my time was over for that, and he's like, "No, you can go crazy on the independence, kid. Heck out there." And then we met in Philly, and he gave me this ring as a token of.
How did you guys meet in Philly?
Well, he had a book signing, not a book signing, excuse me, a movie signing for a movie that he was coming out with called Damage. Um,
Interesting.
He did a few films. Yeah, he did a few films. It's called Damage. I have it sit over there. He did a few films and stuff like that. Get into the acting biz. And at this point, him and I, we would message each other back and forth on Twitter. We like I'd be at my house, he'd be at his house, wherever in LA, and watching UFC pay-per-views and going back and forth. Did you see that last knockout kid? Yeah, da, 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 da. And we'd go back and forth and all that, And then he started asking me like, "Oh, I heard you have a band and everything." And like, we're talking, and he was coming to Philly. He let me know, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm coming to Philly, kid." Like, "Oh man." I'm like, "All right, cool." And met up. That's when we first actually ever met up and everything like that. And he's like, "I got something for you." He gave me
Wow.
and now I've worn this gold ring for years.
So never be afraid to message someone who you look up to because they might respond back.
Yeah, when we had the tournament, he follows me on Twitter, he follows my Instagram, I follow his and everything like that. He only follows like a certain amount of people on whatever, on Instagram, whatever. I'm one of the people he follows.
That's awesome.
And yeah, we got a connection. He's gave me some really good wrestling advice, and like, don't do anything crazy, kid. Like, it's not worth it. Don't think you're Jeff Hardy, and
Yeah.
He used to tell me some stuff.
Wow.
And yeah, he used to tell me, "Don't go crazy, kid. Go crazy on the independent circuit, but don't do nothing crazy. It ain't worth your life." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Nice.
But yeah, well, where was you going with that? So anyway, he gave me some really good advice and everything. And as far as him and I go, excuse me, I'm not like anyone else. Like, I went to ECW, you know what I mean? Like, my mom used to take me. I think I told that last interview. My mom used to take me to ECW arena and stuff like that. We got into ECW and everything, and like, yeah, and we knew about that guy being there front row and everything like that. One of the first times I met him, and obviously he didn't remember it, and I kind of remember it, but we were at the ECW arena, and there's one intermission, and one of my friends is like, "That's that guy right there. He was smoking a cigar." During intermission.
Yeah, I don't smoke anymore.
That's that guy. I was like probably like 19 years old, 18 or 19 years old at that point. Oh my gosh, I'm 39 now.
And I was 68 back then, so
that
makes
Yeah, right.
I'm 39 now, but like I was like 18 or 19 at this point, and like, go talk to him. No, I get starstruck really easily. Like, no, I ain't talking to him. Go talk to him. And then I think my friend goes, "That guy," turns away, like one of those kind of deals. And he's looking at him. I'm like, "Hey, how's it going, man?" "Oh, I'm doing good, brother." And that was it. And flash forward, like, flash forward to now, it's just crazy that like we get to work together, we get to hang out, you know what I mean, and we watch wrestling together, and
Cool.
it's an honor to be this guy's friend, and
well, right back at you, JT.
thank you.
Nice.
Like
Yeah.
it's an honor to get to know him and everything, and we're neighbors. We live next door to each other, like
That's awesome. Yeah, it's really cool.
we hang out, and it's kind of weird to think back to like how many years ago that was, that I was scared to even like meet him. And here we are. We do all these promos together. We have a ball, man. We really do.
And a lot of those promos that we do right on the first
Yeah.
take, which is pretty incredible. I mean, there were a couple that we had to do 2 or 3 times, but there's been a lot that we did on the first take. And hey, like I said, patting ourselves on the back. I'm patting him on the back because we really. I look at them and I thought, wow, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's not like I'm just some dude that like, all right, I show up and Dino goes, hi guys, what a managing tonight, and we don't connect. You know what I mean? Like we see each other. It's not like we just see each other at shows and it's like, all right, see you at the next show.
Mm-hmm.
Like no, we are for real like friends. You know, we're really good friends. Like I said, we do hang out. We do chill, and at the same time, we get that connection. We get that what's the word I'm looking for? But we get that connection that we can turn the camera on right now, and we'll cut a promo, and usually on one take. And
it's been one take.
And the person that records it sometimes is like, she calls cut, and is like, wow, how the hell do you guys do that? Yeah. You guys were like, oh, like you didn't want to do a promo today, and then like we just cut this promo and we just do it. You know.
I mean, there was one time where he was. I just did not feel like doing this promo, and he got mad. You know.
Oh yeah.
We argue. But he got mad, and all of a sudden I said, all right, I just got up and, all right, let's do it. Let's get it over with. Let's do it. Boom. And we did it on the first take, and it worked out great.
It might have been one of the Clancy promos, actually. I think
might
it
have
was.
been. Well, we did a couple from the West End, the firehouse. We did a couple from the basement because it looks all dingy and.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that promo. Yeah. Now, you brought up Clancy. Let's talk about that feud with Ryan Clancy.
Oh, man. Clancy... It's funny. We started pretty much on the same day. The same day I had my tryout match back February 2019. He had his first match. We pretty much came up together. You know, he was one of my first real opponents after the tryout. That was my first opponent that I ever had. I'll tell you what, the guy's got a lot of talent, and like seriously, he can. And his workout regimen, everything that he does, he's gold. He really is. And I loved feuding with him, you know, as far as the fact that he was the first 3WA Street champion and everything like that. And we had a lot of fun with that. Like, as far as just being like, all right, here's this new title, okay, that Dino and the gang are bringing together to WWA. Here's this new title. Let's build this title. You know what I mean? Like, let's build it. And we already got a storyline built in that where Clancy, I'm the jealous person because Dino's giving Clancy all the accolades, and he's mad, and Dino's mad at me for joining him. Like, let's do something with that. You know what I mean? We start at the same time. We're like parallels of each other. You know, let's go. And so we did this whole feud where it's like I'm jealous at Clancy, and Clancy is the shining star, and Dino doesn't feel the same way about me, and all this. In real life, no, I don't feel that way at all. Obviously, you know, it's more so that. It's what's good for business. You know what I mean? Like, you got this new title. Clancy is the first champion. Let's build it up. Let's put some stink behind it. You know, like, all right, I want that title. You know what I mean? I want that title. I want your Golden Boys title. You know, and Hat Guy's got a lot to prove too because he needs to manage someone with the championship. Let's get it. You know, and that's what we did with this whole storyline. Like, yeah. Clancy, you suck, and you know it, and I beat you twice.
We did several. We did several promos, you know, tearing him apart verbally.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
My only take on this is, I guess, Clancy does work for another promotion, and which he doesn't have as much time to devote to this one. So, you know, he should either, like, in my opinion, you know, the title hardly gets defended because he's not here a lot. Sometimes it's 3-4 months. Now with the coronavirus, everything's out of whack.
Yeah.
But for a while there was like 2, 3, 4 months. Now there's a new title that you created. You put it around somebody. Not saying he's not deserving of it. I'll admit he looks great. He looks great with a championship belt.
Oh, yeah.
He has the build for it. He has that baby face look that the fans love to see.
And he was trained by one of the best, you know, in Lance Storm.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm not knocking his abilities or anything, but if you're not there to defend the title, that title should be around the waist of somebody that's a little more, that will be able to come to more shows. I mean, that's just my opinion on that. I have nothing against Ryan Clancy. Personally, no, nothing. I just have this thing that this three WA Extreme title, it was, newly created title. It's gonna, be on parallel with the world belt, I guess. And you hardly ever see it. You hardly ever see that title get defended because the person.
Do you feel that people that the title should exchange hands more so it doesn't get old?
Well, either that or the person defending the title is there more.
Yeah.
To defend the title, not just have it dormant for 3 months.
Because you want to keep it fresh. You don't want to keep it obsolete.
It's a new title.
Right.
It's a brand new title. And we're doing everything in our power as heels to be like, we're chasing this title. You know what I mean? And we're putting all this effort in to build this title. But
I just feel the title should be defended more if the person that can't make the shows. I mean, yeah, sure, everyone misses a show every now and then. That's, you can't help that. Due to either book somewhere else or, personal problems, whatever the reason may be. But if you're not there enough to defend, this is just my opinion. I mean, I'm not. If you're not there to defend the title, then maybe the title should be around somebody else's waist.
Correct.
Who can be there month after month, or at least more than once every 3 months or once every 4 months. It cheapens. In my opinion, that cheapens the title.
it's the same thing with the high impact title.
I mean, I would love to see him have that belt around his waist. But if not him, I want it around somebody's waist that
deserves it.
More open. Yeah.
Right. That was going to be there, represent the company.
Right.
You know what I mean? The high impact title, same thing. Like.
Well, yeah, that's another one.
It's always with these titles defunct, and it's like WWA deserves more, for that. Whether it's me or somebody else, and that's fine as long as that person's going to be there, represent the company. You know what I mean? Represent that company to the fullest, and be like, boom, this company had faith in me to be their champion. You know what I mean? Represent it. You know what I mean? Like, for real, represent it.
Now, as far as the other champions are concerned, like Roadblock, he's the hardcore champ, the U.S. hardcore champ. Mm-hmm. He's there all the time.
Month out.
He's a good representative. Wyndham, he's a good world champ. He's there every show.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, everybody misses a show every now and then, but for the most part, both those guys are there.
Right. But Original Hack, a question for you though, as a fan. If someone holds it, I know Bruno Sammartino held the title up for 8 years.
Yeah, for the first time. Yeah.
For the first time. Do you feel like that is too long? Like Wyndham has been champion for how long? When do you bring in someone else? When do you bring in someone else to knock him off the throne?
Well, back then when Bruno held the WWF title, everything was different back then. The fans were different. They stood behind Bruno. And it was regional back then. It was Philadelphia, New York, Boston, Pittsburgh, just the northeast part of the country. And McMahon, Bruno was Italian. He had a big Italian following. So they didn't mind that Bruno was champ for 8 years. They wanted him if things were going to stay the way they were, they could have had Bruno be the champ for 50 years.
Probably.
And people, and also like Pedro Morales, when he, there were a lot of Puerto Rican descent fans that followed Pedro Morales when he was champion, and he put the belt on Pedro for a little, I think it was a couple of years anyway, 2-3 years, something like that. And Pedro, of course, later on became the Intercontinental Champion and held it like several times too. But I mean, those guys, it was different back then. You could have longevity now everything is,
instant.
They want to see the next thing. They They don't want somebody around for that. I think a reign nowadays for like Wyndham, who is very dedicated. He's there every show practically. Um, Nowadays, having a title more than 6 months, it seems to be working for Wyndham though.
I'll tell you what, Wyndham. If there's any wrestler in my career that I came across that really kind of took me under his wing, it's Wyndham. He literally he's given me opportunities because he felt that I deserved it, and he's given me so much advice, and in a good way, like hey, if you're gonna do this character and everything, you can't be talking to the fans like that, stuff like that, because he takes it serious. He really does, and he's like,
And you want that.
yeah,
You don't see him out at intermission like signing on.
yeah.
And I have a tendency sometimes to go out there at intermission and do that. I mean, for a little bit, but then I remind myself, my God, you've been in this business now 18 years. You shouldn't be out there, signing autographs with the fans. But when a little kid, when a little kid comes up to me,
You have to.
this is the soft part in the coming out.
It's,
When he comes up, can I have your order or can I take a picture with you? I can't say no.
yeah.
He would probably say no.
Wyndham told me he said,
Well,
he
he is a true professional in and out of the ring.
Yes. Oh my God. That people wonder why does he have the title for almost 3 years or 2 years or whatever. And the couple of times I got to work with him and just talking with him and picking his brain about stuff, there's a reason that he's been champ that long, because he takes his role, he takes what he does very serious. Mm-hmm. And I can't compliment him enough about that. I mean, he's helped me out in my career. Like, it's given me really good, solid advice that I take seriously, and I brought it by him, and he knows, like, he's telling you the truth about this. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I didn't organically become one of the top bad guys in the company unless I had good advice from him, from Wyndham, people like that really have, like, this is, if you're gonna do this is what you need to do. And he's been right, and here we are today. You know what I mean? Like, as far as what I was the main event of the 40th anniversary show. God, I remember 2 or 3 years ago, just going to the shows, with friends, just watching. And here I am main eventing the 40th anniversary show. Like, are you kidding? You know what I mean? It's a mind blow, and I couldn't do it without, certain people being there in my corner.
Supporting you, yeah. Now, before we get into that main event, you guys had such momentum, and then Corona Mania hit, and we all lost our love of professional wrestling for a couple months. And what we love to do 4 months. What we do week in, month out. As radio friendly as possible, tell the fans out there how professionally and personally that affected you and how you guys are doing today.
All right. So, as radio friendly as I can, like I said, the 4-month layoff of professional wrestling and pretty much everything, even personal life. Right. It's been hard. I'm not gonna lie to anyone. Doing the character I do, I don't post a lot of my personal problems on Facebook. This guy, he knows about my personal problems because we're best friends, and we talk about things, and he's been there for me. But there's been a lot that's happened within that 4 months. We talked about it last interview as far as diagnosed with a chronic disease like lupus, and trying to deal with that, and also just trying to cope, with everything. It's hard. I've lost loved ones during this whole thing. I've been through a lot, and the general audience, and so right now, because we're talking about it right now, don't know the half, about what JT goes through and in his daily life, and it's been really hard. I'm glad to have friends like John and other people in my life to help keep me balanced, help keep me you got this, and try to get through it. Um, yeah, it's been rough, man, for 4 months. And all I wanted was the one thing that I love more than anything in life, and I've always have, was professional wrestling. Sometimes it hurts. Well, it's gotten a little better, but it hurt at first when WWE WrestleMania, and WrestleMania is like literally the day of my birthday. And it sucked to see like it was reduced to it's at the Performance Center and no crowd, and these wrestlers that build all year to do what they love.
Or their whole career, like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, and Drew, he deserved everything he got at WrestleMania. But I just wish it would have happened in front of like a jam-packed stadium, 90,000 people or something like that, and that crowd roared when you beat Brock Lesnar in less than like a couple minutes, I think it was. Like, and instead he had to celebrate it in front of no one, and it makes me sad. It really does. As a true fan of professional wrestling, that makes me sad. Monday Night Raw now, they have some of the Performance Center guys, I guess, behind the plexiglass, and they're creating noise, they're cheering and stuff like that. So it made it a little bit better, but it's still sad to see.
Who knows when we're going to be able to?
Yeah,
with all these coronavirus, with all these states reporting record numbers and stuff like that, it seems like.
And no one's on the same page.
Huh?
Yeah. And nobody's even on the same page.
Yeah,
right.
No one's on the same page.
Are we going to be living like this the rest of our lives? I mean,
and
we're still going through it. I mean, we say 4 months, but
yeah,
we're still going through it. We still have to wear masks. We still got to, social distance and all that. Sucks. That's what it does.
Yeah.
This has been a profession that since birth, that I've known, and to see what it's become because of this kills me. And especially now that I'm involved with it, I couldn't wait to be like, when are we going to do this? When are we coming back? When are we going to do this? And the announced 40th anniversary show is going to be July 25th, and I was ecstatic. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. What's the rules? What are we doing here and everything? And I was just totally ecstatic to do it. Like I said, watching WWE, AEW, or whatever, like it kills me to see it. Like this is what we're down to. Like it's pretty much like a studio audience, and that's not what wrestling's about. Wrestling's about the passion of the fans. And me being a fan and me being one of the most notorious fans, like it's about that. You know what I mean?
And trying to keep going. Because, 100% honest with you, thank God, MoncoRadio.com or Music and Minds Meet, we're still able to produce content out there, which is hard because there wasn't really wrestling going on. So thank God for social media. It could be good or bad. Thank God with Skype like this and all that. It's what's keeping me out. Besides my kids and my family, it's keeping my head above that water. In all honesty. Because right now, personally, everything, when you get hit with something, you always get hit with everything all at once.
Yes.
And it's hard to keep a positive mindset when everything else around you is so gloom and down and not on the same page, to put it nicely. And it's very hard to keep going, and for your kids, for me anyway, to keep going and keep your head up and pretend like nothing's bothering you because you try to be hard and try to be a man, you think you're supposed to be, but at the end of the day, you have a heart and you have feelings and you're trying to keep them aside just to keep a smile on your face and keep going, and it's hard.
And I'm sure the little kids, they don't understand.
No.
I mean, you try to explain it to them, and it's, they don't understand why do we have to wear a mask? Why can't we do this? Why can't we go outside?
Why can't we play with our friends? Why can't we?
And you want to live life. You want to live life, but at what cost? But you don't want to be sheltered. You don't want to be stuck, and because that's not life. So what's that happy medium? And that's what I live through every single day. What that happy medium is: trying to keep everybody else happy, but also keep yourself happy. And that's the hardest thing. And that's real life of our city,
Man, I feel for you so much, man. 'Cause you do have kids, and I don't have kids myself. He doesn't either that I know. But but
There might be
but
a few little hack guys running around.
I have all those little brats around ringside. They're
That's
my
enough.
kids.
That's
no,
enough. Yeah.
like, I feel for you too. Like, I mean, here you are. You have a very successful radio show and a very successful brand with Completely Damaged.
Thank you.
And at the same time, you have kids that don't understand what's going on and everything like that. But you're making the most of it, and I commend you for that. Like, you
Thank you.
really are, you know. And I know it's not easy. I know what I go through. It's not easy. I know what you go through. It's not easy. And but we all try to make the most of it. You know what I mean? And we have for the past 4 months just tried our hardest to make the most of it. Whether we're doing promos about a match that we don't even know what happened. You know, who knows? We didn't. We had no clue that Dino was going to be like July 25th. We're doing this. We didn't know that. We just wanted to put. So, and I've had people as a bad guy and him being a bad guy come up and be like, "Thank you for at least trying." Because we're doing these promos, we're doing these things, building this match that we don't even know certain. Um, will it take place anytime in the near future? And in our match,
The actual show he's talking
yeah,
about.
the actual show. Like, we don't know when we're gonna be able to do a show, but goddamn it, we're gonna sit there, we're gonna promote it like it's happening tomorrow. You know what I mean? We're sitting there, we're getting pissed, and then I encourage other people to get like pissed, you know, wrestling wise, and I'm gonna do a promo against you guys now. At least something's going on. You know?
So much is on the table for that match that you got to sit and
Yeah.
wait now and keep the attitude and keep the momentum and keep that aggression going up because you know what's on the line at the end of the day.
Right.
And original Hat Guy, you too. You had to sit on that, knowing if your man JT Cage loses that match, that could be a long 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Which gets us into that topic.
Right.
A lot happened that day, radio friendly wise. Again,
Okay.
I like to end the interview with your mindset right now, currently, for you personally. What was going on in that match? Original Hat Guy, you two, you know, with him. I know you had faith in him, but at the same time, you had to watch your keister as well because you don't want to get in the ring with the Wolfman.
No.
There's a lot of going on, a lot of unknown questions. The floor is yours.
All right. Me and JT, we worked doing these promos for 4 months. 4 months we were building up for a strap match, which, you know, that's that was the type of match. It was a strap match where JT was between JT and the Wolfman. If JT won the match, the Wolfman would have to retire from professional wrestling. If Wolfman would have won, and JT would have lost, the Wolfman would have to spend 5 minutes alone in the ring with me. And that was the whole thing we built on for 4 months. We even had a thing where we were feuding against each other because he got me in this mess to begin with. We did it good. We had people believing that we split up. And then we got back together. We collected our thoughts, and then we were just promoting the hell out of that match in promos leading up to July 25th. Well, July 25th comes around, and they said there were some problems. The way the world is today, I'll let JT explain it, but it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant.
So what happened was this. So bottom line, what we were just talking about with the whole thing with the situation in the world, COVID, riots, Black Lives Matter, all that stuff is going on in the world. And for the most part, I got enough stuff going on that I try to just stay out of it all. Okay? So we show up to the show, and that I am ecstatic about doing this match. Like, in real life, I am so happy to be doing this match with Wolfman. A couple weeks before the show, me and Wolfman had a phone conversation, worked it out, and how he was proud of me for coming along so quickly and being you know, they're in the locker room and everything else, and we wanted to put on a match. Like he's on his radio show, Inside the Square Circle.
Something like that. Inside the Square Circle.
He's on his radio show talking about how he's fought Abdullah the Butcher and all these people, like brutal matches and stuff like that. And here he wants to have this match with me. And it was like almost like a rite of passage that I was supposed to have this match with him. And I was so damn proud to be able to do this match with Wolfman. We show up at the show early, and first thing that happens is we get pulled aside. And I hope I don't get in trouble for telling this, but here it is. Because I feel like the fans of WWA deserve to hear all this about what happened, because a lot of people left confused. We get to the show, and I'm told that there's a group of people who feel that me, JT Cage, as a person or character, I don't know which one or both, is getting mistreated by WWA by being put into this match from a racial standpoint. That like this Wolfman wants to whip me, and they made it about race. And if Wolfman so much had touched me one time with the strap, they were to come up and riot, apparently. Or they were going to be at the show. I don't know. They were going to be at the show, right. Or they were going to come up after
They were supposed to be there, and if they saw Wolfman hit you with that strap, they were going to do something. What they were going to do, I don't know.
Yeah, that killed me, man. It was like, I was so looking forward to doing this match, because this match would have been like one of Wolfman's most brutal matches. He's fighting for his career.
I mean, there were strap matches for decades, and we never had.
And you know, like in preparation for this match, you've seen me like watch strap match after strap match after strap match on WWE Network, YouTube, like just get into that frame of mind, right, to get the fans something that they wanted. You know, like I'm a bad guy, but I want to get the fans what they wanted. They want to see me get whipped. They want to see whatever happens with him, right? If it happened or not. But they want to see something. Like, it was a big fight field. They want to see something. And a lot of people had JT Cage and Hat Guy Suck shirts at the show. Yeah. Like, they want to see some stuff happen to us. Yeah. You know?
They wanted Wolfman to have his 5 minutes, or at least hit me with the strap a few times, and for me to go down and, you know, flop around.
They wanted entertainment.
Yes, thank you. Because of all the stuff we're going through in this world, God, it's my love to be able to entertain them. And I know it's his love too.
Oh, absolutely.
We love to entertain
without a doubt, man.
And
while we're there,
to get there and to be told we can't have this strap match because people feel offended and sensitive in the world we live in today.
That you mentally prepared for plus months.
My God, like he wasn't lying last interview when he like the whole nutrition diet and working out and watching countless tapes. That was not a lie. That's for real. I looked so forward. We'd be sitting there. I'm like, look at this strap match, and it's like, what was it? Oh man, one of the strap matches was all bloody and everything. I'm like, oh my God, like we're like, I'm in that zone. I want to put on something that the fans will remember. Whether Wolfman retired or not, they will remember this match. And it was a big deal to me to make that happen. And
I'm not blaming anybody in charge. They were just leery about having this match. We're not putting the blame on anybody in WWA management. No, that's not what I'm saying. No. It's just that it's a shame that the world is the way it is, and this is professional wrestling. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot worse.
Like, I feel like he's not manipulating me. You know, Wolfman is not a racist trying to whip me. Like,
right. They were people thinking that I was playing a role of like a slave driver.
Yeah, something like that.
This is you know, my slave.
Yeah,
You know, I thought that was like,
oh my God.
what? I thought that it made me sick to my stomach. It really did.
I remember.
It was like, wait a minute, I'm not trying to portray this at all. I'm a manager portraying a professional wrestler. I don't care if he's black, white, green, red, or yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, we were out there to get the job done, entertain the fans, and then go home, hopefully in one piece.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but
it didn't turn out to be that way.
Yeah, it's just sad. So we get there and we hear this, and it's Wolfman's pissed off. I'm pissed off. We're trying to come up.
And Dino was a little nervous, which you know he didn't want to lose the farmers market if we went through a match like this.
Man.
If a riot broke out, we might have lost the Quakertown venue. So,
yeah.
and like I said, I don't blame Dino. I blame society. I really do.
Yeah.
It's a shame it's gotten to this.
Because not one person ever for the 4 months, RC, we've been building this match, came up to me and said, "Do I feel like I'm being mistreated, or is it an injustice to me as a black person?" No one has ever came up to me with that, because in my mind, I didn't see any of that. It was just like, we got a score to settle. You know, Wolfman, he used to be my mentor. This is my new mentor, and we're doing this feud. You've been involved in the feud, even. You know what I mean? Like, you have been involved in our feud with this whole thing. And
we still have unfinished business.
Oh yeah, we totally do. But you
somewhere down the road, you know.
But even you have been involved with this feud, and it's been good to all of us. And we were entertaining these fans. And for someone to take it to like, well, Wolfman whooping JT is black versus white versus black, and then whoops them, then we're gonna come burn shit down. Like, what? And so I was so taken back showing up there at 2:30 or whatever time it was. We got there, and here's the thing: we did a promo in the parking lot, even promo in the match, and I was like, "There's no more words," and stop off. And then right after that, like literally 5 minutes after that promo got shot, we walked to the area that we need to go to, and that's when we got pulled aside. And I thought, like, did we do something wrong in our promo? And it was like, no, this is what's going down. People will riot if we go through with this match. It broke my damn heart. It broke my heart.
And JT the man and JT the wrestler, right now, to the professional wrestling fans watching and the non-professional fans watching, what do you have to say to them?
I'm just like, well, they killed something good that was going to happen. Because the real way that outcome would have been was Wolfman showing the sign of respect and shaking my hand at the end of the match, because I went toe-to-toe with him. And I'm going to say that straight out. Maybe I'll get in trouble for saying that out loud or not, but that's what was going to happen. You know what I mean? At the end of that match, we were going to put on one of his best matches, one of my best matches. I was looking for. It was going to be hardcore. It was going to be cool. I kind of want to do a throwback to ECW, and I remember telling you that. Like, I hope you enjoy this match as a fan.
No,
I was like, I wanted him to even watch this match and be like, as a fan, be like, this was a good match. And we weren't able to do any of that. And I feel so bad for the fans that were looking forward to this match. Because, I mean, during the match, I'm hearing people like, it's a strap match. Why aren't you using it? Like that. And it was like, I felt so bad. I'm embarrassed.
And so quickly throwing that strap out of the ring.
Yeah.
Saying, I just want this one-on-one. Like, and no one knowing, I was like, what is going on here as a fan watching this?
Yeah, I never want to let down the fans, man. Because I am a fan. He's a fan.
Oh,
we don't want to let down our people, where we come from.
I encourage fan interaction.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. I love jaw jacking with the fans. I love when they come back with stuff and yell back at me. I think that's great.
Because at the end of the day, some of the shows, even though we're healing it up and everything, there will be some fans that linger behind and kind of like come up to us and be like, I appreciate what you guys do. Like, I love the fact that I get to yell at you and you yell at me, and we know it's not real beef or anything like that. And it's like, that's cool, man. I hope to see you at the next show, and I'm going to go off on you again. It's like, it's what we do as entertainers.
And I just want to say again that I'm not upset with anybody like in higher management in WWA. I mean, this is what they had to do because of what society has become. As far as JT's, I feel that I really don't want to go on with this feud with the Wolfman. I think it's over and done with. If, you know, I would love to see JT wrestle some other guys out there,
Right.
some newcomers maybe, or anybody that they bring into the Fed. You know?
Yeah.
And I just think we need to start out again, just start fresh,
Yeah.
and not forget this feud ever happened.
No.
It was a great build up to it.
And RC, you're just as much a part of this feud, and I appreciate
It was a great build up,
being a part.
and I'm not even, hey, no knock against the Wolfman. I enjoyed managing against him. I managed him for a couple months at one point, but I feel that JT needs to move on in the company and face other opponents with me as his manager, of course, and we just go from there. I don't feel it's necessary to take this thing with the Wolfman any further because literally we can't.
Yeah, it got killed. We were gonna, RC, I promise you, we were gonna, and Wolfman could tell you too. Like, we had all these plans for this match, and we were gonna do something very special. And knowing we're in the main event spot for the 40th anniversary show, that's big. The anniversary shows is like WWA's WrestleMania, and to be even considered to be one of the main events for that was such a huge honor. And to get there and be like, we can't do any of this because people are making something out of nothing. So I want to say this, like, to the people who ever said whatever or were threatening to riot and stuff, you killed me worse. Like, I mean, I'd rather got whipped with the damn strap than for you to create what you did and then made it a horrible match in my career.
Basically, know your facts before starting drama.
Thank you. Because not one person came to me, whether it's a messenger, a Skype, or whatever the hell, and said, JT, how do you feel about doing this match? Because what I would have told them was like, I am honored to do this match. I had input into this match. It wasn't like, you're being told to do this. No. I was part of the creative process of this match. I was so happy to be a part of this match. And I was looking forward to it for months, Don, and you know that.
I know that.
For months.
In fact, he was probably a little more excited than I was.
I was so excited.
I wouldn't say excited, but he showed more emotion about it than I did.
I was so excited to put on a good showing.
So was your heart kind of out of it? Especially you, original Hat Guy, as well?
I think I turned to him before we went to the curtain, and I think I told him something along the lines of this. It's not word for word, but along the lines of, I was like, John, I feel numb. Mm-hmm. I don't normally when I go through that curtain, I could feel tingling through my arms and legs, like I'm like adrenalized. Like no matter who it is I'm fighting, whatever, I have this adrenaline going through me, this excitement about me, nervousness, excitement, everything in one. And I looked at him before my music was playing. It didn't get to the cue part where I could come out. And I look at him like, John, this is the first time I ever felt just completely numb. I feel so defeated, but I'm going to go ahead and do business. And I walked to the curtain.
And he handled it as professionally as he could. I mean,
I agree.
And what can you do?
I walked to the curtain. I did the business I was supposed to do, and afterwards, I for days, I had this no lie. For days, I felt so bad about how that all went down. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm here. We're on the air. I thought about quitting wrestling. I threw my stuff in the dumpster that night.
I fished it out for him.
And he fished it out.
He went up to his apartment. I went in the dumpster and pulled his gear out of there because I haven't lost faith in him. I think he can still be a force to be reckoned with in WWA, and we're looking forward. We love this promotion. Don't get me wrong.
I don't work anywhere else.
WWA has been great to me. Dino, all of it. I mean, they've all been good to me. The guys in the back are always supportive. I mean, I've made some good friendships in that locker room, and I love working for WWA. Dino's been doing this for 40 years. He must be doing something right.
Him and I come from the same cloth. Dino, as a fan, gave him a shot to manage. 18 years ago,
Yeah.
19 years ago. Dino did the same thing to me as a fan and gave me the same shot a year ago. About a year and a half ago now, but a year ago gave me a shot the same exact way. I mean, in the same way, we're kind of in the same boat. You know, Dino both gave us a shot. We have no problems about
He
that.
gave all three of us a shot.
And you too.
I would never have been there, and I would never have been understanding who I was with the backwards red hat, as you remember, original hat guy, just with no shirt underneath, just a suit, and just trying to find my spot. But he allowed me to come day in and day out and interview.
Not knocking the other promotion. I've worked for several other promotions, and I've enjoyed a lot of success in those other. And I enjoyed working in every promotion I've ever worked with. I'm not going to name them all, but but WWA is my home, and I enjoy managing there, and especially a beautiful friendship with JT here, and we're looking forward to moving on in the company and facing other people, because I really feel this feud with the Wolfman is we have nothing more to do in that as far as in that regard.
Yeah, we just want people to be entertained.
We want fresh opponents.
I'm a fan of WWA before I joined it and everything else, and I've got to do some amazing things, and I can't thank that company or anyone enough to be able to be. I'm sitting there in the seats booing one of them 3 years ago, and now I'm fighting them twice in the main event. Like, it's insane.
Across from them, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
wow. Yeah.
And then like talking with my friends, oh, what if you did wrestle and Hat Guy managed you? We've been doing this now for years.
Right.
It's insane, and he's one of my best friends at the same time, and got to know him, and it just what happened last Saturday kind of killed me a little bit.
And I was talking to JT about this earlier. I said, hey, we had a little setback.
Yeah.
It's time to move on from that setback, and whenever the next show is, it might be August 22nd. I believe in Quakertown again, in a different part of the farmers market or something.
August 22nd.
August 22nd.
That's the date for it.
We're looking forward to a different opponent. We're looking forward to moving on.
I'm just looking forward to give the fans what they.
And I feel me managing JT, we still have a lot to prove in that company.
Yeah.
And we're still there. We would like to have fresh competition.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think the thing with the Wolfman, it ran its course. It ended last Saturday, not to our liking, but hey, we want to move on and have some fresh opponents lined up for JT. That would be nice.
Well, gentlemen, definitely. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you guys saying your side of the story, because it had to be heard one way or another, and I'm glad it was right here on Completely Damaged. And I know there's a lot of what ifs and more to this story that we got to touch on and talk about, but that's for another day. So, Original Hat Guy and JT, thank you for your time. And remember, fans, don't keep it nice and neat. Keep it completely damaged on MonkaRadio.com, where music and minds meet.